The path to true success is achieved through determination.
With the goal!
Determination to grow, to push through, and to finish.
And there's a championship.
Utah Valley student athletes strive for these qualities.
Out of here!
UVU student athletes need your support from the community, their peers, and their families to achieve this growth and success in life.
Has an opportunity laid down, and there it is! A dive into third base.
Support from donors like you makes a significant impact on the lives of more than 370 Wolverine student athletes. The General Athletic Scholarship Fund will help our student athletes be successful in the classroom, on the field, and in life. Please support our student athletes with a personal donation and watch these men and women grow now and in the future.
Who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Smooth sailing.
More traffic. Great looking ahead. More weather.
New details are emerging.
More breaking news. Whenever, wherever.
That's good news.
More ways to know before you go.
You're gonna like the morning commute.
On KSL Today, weekday mornings on KSL 5. Experienced? Check. Accurate? Check. The team more Utahns trust to stay safe from winter weather surprises? Check, 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 and check. Know before you go. Check with the KSL 5 weather specialists.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
UCCU is both a credit union and a full-service mortgage company.
Which means that UCCU always provides the lowest rates and lower insurance premiums than other lenders.
When your mortgage rate and insurance premium are lower, your monthly payment is also lower.
It's just science.
That's more money you can put into your home.
Or back into your pocket.
So if you're thinking about buying or refinancing a home, talk to us.
The credit union that's been putting people over profits for over 60 years.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what we do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lockhart Arena on the campus of Utah Valley University for tonight's non-conference matchup between the number 22 ranked Stanford Cardinal and the Utah Valley Wolverines. Hello, everybody. Alongside Sam Allen, I'm Brandon Crow. Thank you for letting us be a part of your evening on the WAC Digital Network, simulcast as well on Flow Wrestling, the KSL TV app, and YouTube. Sam, it's always fun to be here at Lockhart Arena with the Wolverines on the mat. What are we expecting tonight with the matchups between the Stanford Cardinal?
Well, I'll tell you what, Stanford is a tough opponent. This year, UVU has had an amazing go. We've hosted and both been in competition in away matchups against ranked opponents. We're talking top 10, top 20. Anytime you can do that, you've got your best team going against some of the best wrestlers in the country. And tonight's no different. Stanford's coming in here 22nd ranked and wrestling super tough. Stanford has just come off winning for the first time the Pac-12 conference, first time in program history. And then the super tough Southern Scuffle goes on. They took third at that, and that was the highest they've ever placed as a team at the Southern Scuffle. UVU, on the other hand, tough competition. We're on a little bit of a slide, 1-6 in dual competition. So tonight is, again, we always look at an opportunity to take our best team, which UVU has 4 ranked wrestlers. We'll get more into that. But when you got 4 ranked wrestlers, they got some great ranked wrestlers in the top 10. You're going to see some firepower tonight. So super excited.
For those wondering about the history of the matchup, this is the 16th all-time meeting. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. This is the 8th time all-time meeting between the Wolverines and the Cardinals. Stanford enters the contest holding a 5-2 series advantage after having won each of the last 5 meetings. UVU's last win came February 1st, 2013, when the Wolverines defeated Stanford 18-15 in Orem. So, needless to say, the Wolverines, especially the coaching staff, has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
It's been a little while, so it's time to get ours, right? A win tonight would be huge. Big upset against it. I mean, Stanford's got, again, ranked wrestlers. Some of the best matchups we got are 141, number 3, Real Woods, number at 165, number 3, Shane Griffith, going against Grant Lamont. And our heavyweight matchup, or excuse me, 197, Tanner Orendorf, number 19 ranked, going against number 5 ranked Nathan Traxler. So ranked matchups up and down. We can expect to see some great wrestling tonight. We just got done with the announcements here. Going out with the referee doing a coin flip for choice.
For those wondering about standout Tate Orndorff for Utah Valley, he has actually been scratched tonight. He will not participate. He will not compete. He was sick with the flu, a really bad case of the flu, and so coaching staff just decided to pull him back and rest him up for deeper conference runs.
Yeah, so at that heavyweight matchup, we're going to have our redshirt freshman Chase Trussell step in there, give the young buck a chance to go up against perhaps Stanford has 2 wrestlers perhaps going to wrestle at that weight, number 21, Hayden Maley, or redshirt senior David Shornumi. So who knows what's going to happen there. There's also another opportunity at that heavyweight, Trevor Rasmussen. So it looks like Stanford decided to go with wrestler Trevor Rasmussen against Chase Trussell here. Starting off at heavyweight. For those of you listening, used to be that you'd expect to see the little guys first and the big guys last. They have since started to do a drawing, so we're going to draw out starting weight, drew out heavyweight tonight. So right away, Chase Trussell locking up against Trevor Rasmussen.
Again, Rasmussen from Stanford in the Cardinal. And Trussell, affectionately called the Christmas tree for Utah Valley, in the gray uniform with the green trim. Trussell very closely to the word tussle, and he's going to have a big one on his hands tonight with Rasmussen. Rasmussen 9-7 and 2-1 in duels.
As you can see, a little bit of size difference. That's one thing about that heavyweight class. The class goes up to 285 pounds, but you could weigh anything from about 200 pounds all the way up. So it's about a 100-pound weight allowance there in that heavyweight class. So you'll see guys that fill that entire weight qualification, or some that are smaller. I tend to think that a little bit something in between, a little smaller weight, makes you spry and agile. Sort of a shot there, and Trussell does a good job to down block.
Rasmussen leads Stanford with 15 pins, and he has 39 wins so far in the 2019-2020 season.
Heavy hands here. You see both these guys, especially heavyweight, usually you see a lot more upper body, really locking in, some hand control, inside control positions to open up some pass-bys, some throw-bys, and maybe even a shot. I love seeing when these big guys will take shots. It's amazing because even though they're big, you think, oh, these guys big, he might be slow. No, these guys are extremely athletic, even for their size.
In a situation like this with Trussell and the huge size weight advantage, what is your game plan for him?
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't necessarily, if I got a size disadvantage, I don't necessarily want to go underneath a guy. A guy like that has a lot of weight that he can put down on you. So I'm going to try stuff that I'm actually getting an angle and getting behind him. So wherever possible, I look for an opportunity to shoot or score from the outside or from an outside angle rather than go underneath him and get that weight laid on top of me. It just gets exhausting to try and fight through that.
About 18 seconds left.
Sorry, thank you. Time looks like it's going to roll down here. Both guys on their feet vying for position, but we expire that first period of time.
See some sweat beads starting to drip down from both competitors.
It doesn't take long to go.
Especially Stanford coming up here to Utah in the elevation. Can take a little toll on you a little bit.
Chase chooses down in this second period, so that down position again, when I got a size disadvantage, you're going to see Chase right here. He doesn't want to keep underneath him. So he's staying light on his feet, quad pod position, and immediately stands up. This keeps that weight off of you. You're going to look for him to turn and get an escape here. Nice job.
And Trussell breaks free.
Good job by Chase there.
It's the early applause from the Lockhart faithful. Again, Rasmussen for Stanford in the Cardinal uniform. Trussell with Utah Valley in the gray and green.
You hear a coach saying, hey, more hand fight. You know, what he's trying to say is, hey, I want to really get my hands on this guy, get his head down, expose his neck, straighten his neck, get his legs tired, and that's going to open up opportunities. You see this tie up here. This is a Russian lock. You got a Russian tie and then locks it through. But man, Rasmussen pulls his arm out of that. So
about 50 seconds left in the second period.
Chase did a good job. Again, you got size difference. He did a good job always knee sliding, keeping a lot of motion off that bottom so that he was able to slide out, come up and do a stand-up. Did a great job on the edge of the mat to not get pulled out or pushed out, but kept inside, in bounds, and got that escape.
Final 30 seconds here, period 2, between Chase Trussell and Trevor Rasmussen. 15 seconds.
Oh, see how he keeps pushing. Oh, nice job here by winning position. That over-under, when you got big guys, you never know what's going to happen. The time expires.
Period 2 comes to a close. Now third period begins. Rasmussen from Stanford, the redshirt senior, listed at 285, 6'2", from Prineville, Oregon. Chase Trussell, redshirt freshman, 6'2", listed at 285 as well, from Morgan, Utah.
So as you can see, we started this period. Rasmussen chooses down. Chase goes to throw his legs in, but Rasmussen grabs onto that leg, both legs to it, trying to extend Chase's position out. But Chase does a good job keeping his hips behind him, but he's got to try to keep his hips on top. Maybe throw another leg in here to try and flatten Rasmussen out, maybe tilt him over. But he's got to stay behind him. That's the biggest thing. As you can see, Rasmussen trying to extend that leg out, get that weight high up above him. Chase has got to stay on top, but he throws another leg in and flattens him out. Hopefully here, the shoulder hug position, he's got to be able to see Rasmussen has a hold of his toe, his heel. You want to get that hand off. I'd reach inside. Oh, referee says, hey, you know what? Stalemate. We're not going to leave that going. We could waste a lot of time. So about a minute left. And what really matters here is Chase has racked up what they call riding time, 37 seconds. If he can ride for a minute, he gets an advantage of a point. And so if he can ride tough here for the next 15 seconds, he's going to find himself in a good position to score another point.
They both get back on their feet.
And we were just 6 seconds shy of that riding time. So, darn it. Again, 6 more seconds. Advantage. Even if he gets an escape at the end of the contest, we would get a point for riding time, just showing technical superiority in riding and keeping my opponent down. Chase is doing a good job here, though, creating opportunities. Got that over. Oh, nice.
Nice move there by Trussell.
Notice what I said. That was a great snap down, go behind from that Russian tie. And I'll be honest, that was exactly what we're talking about. I can't go underneath him. Got to do a good job of. Nice job by Chase.
So Trussell gets the crowd on their feet at Lockhart Arena. Two competitors shake hands, and Trussell victorious.
Nice job by Chase Trussell. Redshirt freshman stepped in for our stud muffin wrestler Tate Orendorf and did a great job.
Trussell again, that redshirt freshman. Stepping up in the clutch, filling in for Tate Orendorf, who was sick with the flu. And getting a nice advantage for the Wolverines.
Now we roll back down to 125 pounds, right?
Not that big of a difference.
So he come back down to 125. Stanford had a 20th ranked Gabriel Townsend. They elected not to wrestle him tonight. So they put in Jackson DeCerio, freshman wrestler. So what's good for us is we got Will, redshirt freshman from UVU, going up against Jackson. So two little guys, young guys, just cutting their teeth in the NCAA wrestling action. It's going to be a good matchup here.
Jackson DeCerio actually for Stanford, ranks second right now currently with 5 pins. Only his teammate Shane Griffith ahead of him with 7.
Underhook position here, so Jackson Edelby, he's got this underhook. Wrestling there on tough on the edge. As you can see, these tie-ups. Oh, nice snap down and almost a go behind. A lot of action came with Will. And Will did a good job, enough where the referee says, hey, we got a stall warning. Whistle single goes up underneath Jackson in a scramble position. This is always really exciting. It's going inside here. Kind of a crazy turn of events where he was in drape position, but now Jackson ends up in a drape and comes away with that takedown. Will immediately stands up, looking for that escape, quick escape. Nice job by Will Edelby.
And Will Edelblue, Jackson DeCerio. Edelblue 7-9, 1-3 in duels. DeCerio 16-5, 6-1 in duels. About a minute left in the first period.
Short time, 45 seconds. Another high C from a far way away. Will sits down on his butt, and the takedown is awarded to Jackson Desario. Leg immediately gets thrown in there. That always makes it tough. Leg ride, knee is off the mat, hip is extended, and really, he's going for his tilt position. Anytime that knee comes off the mat and that hip is isolated, it makes it super duper tough. Will's got to do his best to crawl forward, get his knee to the mat so he can get his knees underneath him.
First period comes to a close.
So I felt like Will's pace in that first period, he drew out a stall warning, had a nice throw by almost to a takedown where he just almost did a snap down go behind. But Jackson Desario comes away with 2 takedowns. So that makes the match score 4-1 for Stanford.
Desario with the leg wrap.
Again, leg ride, that's super tough. Puts a lot of pressure on your hips and your lower back. Trying now to actually turn him with these hips. You see Will's hips actually turning to the ceiling here. He's doing a good job not letting his shoulders turn, but if the hips turn, I always say if I can get the guy's hips to turn, his shoulders will follow at some point, right?
And now Desario's got that left arm in control.
Arm bar and a half Nelson. Just that guy, this ride is pretty swarming. Tough ride here.
Looks like Desario lost that chicken wing he had. About a minute left in period number 2. Edelblut again on the floor for Utah Valley in the gray and green. Jackson Desario in the Cardinal red.
Got a bad situation here.
How does Edelblut get out of this?
You got to keep your feet on the mat, keep a back arch. It's a tough situation. 30 seconds. He's got a long time to fight here, but he's got to keep it. The power to turn yourself comes by keeping your hips turned, and oh darn, it wasn't enough.
So Jackson Desario victorious over Will Edelblut.
You always, you look at it. I think Will came out with a really, really good pace, but you can't let that pace burn you out. He ended up giving up that fall victory.
Now the crowd favorite for Utah Valley, Taylor Lamont in the ring. The highest ranked wrestler to ever sign at Utah Valley University, currently ranked number 4.
So he actually gets a forfeit tonight. Everybody, I think, loves watching Taylor wrestle. He's super duper tough. Stanford doesn't elect to wrestle anybody there, so we're up to 141. One of our previous wrestlers at 133 moved up to 141, Isaiah Delgado. He's going up against Riel Woods, redshirt freshman. Super tough, throw down, go behind.
Woods coming out very aggressive here. Woods, the redshirt freshman from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Isaiah Delgado, the sophomore from El Paso, Texas. And Woods quickly with a 2-0 point advantage here in period 1 for Stanford.
You can always tell guys that ride really, really heavy. You see that they stay behind their opponent's hips. Their hips cover their opponent's hips. As you can see, Woods right here, he's got a 3-knee ride, up over the top, covering Delgado's hips, and does a hand control to like a claw tilt. Ends up scoring 2-point takedown here. Just a really heavy ride, though. You can see it just stays behind, and little adjustments. That pressure never comes off. It's just little adjustments. Forward, 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 forward. Delgado's got to do his best to get his knees up underneath him and get a hand control. Knees got to come up.
About 90 seconds left in the first period. Woods, 12 wins on the season currently, and 4 pins. And the referee getting a little talking to Woods. A little light moment.
Potentially dangerous stops that. Stanford back on top. We have 1:15 on the clock, 1 minute 15 seconds on the clock.
Delgado looking back at his coaching staff at his bench.
He curls those knees up. You can see he's trying to get his knees up under him. Nice job. He knee slides, comes up. Now he's got a hand control, just like I had mentioned. But, man, Woods comes back with that wrist ride and now has isolated on his back. That isolation is tough because there's so many turning and pinning combinations that Woods can do from here.
45 seconds on the clock.
And what can Delgado do here?
You know, Delgado's actually keeping aloof. You know, it might look that he's laying flat, but there, like I said, there's a lot of pinning combinations, and he's doing a good job of keeping his pressure, a little bit of evasive pressure, so that he doesn't get turned one way or the other. Guy can put a chicken wing armbar on. He can keep that wrist across his back and tilt just like this. He extends this arm across his back, puts his chin on, and ends up turning him. Oh, nice job by Delgado to power through. He hip heists over and gets an escape.
Delgado gets a rise out of the hometown crowd just as period 1 expires. So he doesn't get completely shut out. 6-1 point advantage.
Woods has choice in the second period, but it defers, and Delgado says, man, I didn't like being underneath that. I'm going to choose neutral. So I look at it and I go, you know what? If I can choose neutral in the second period, I wasn't real successful being underneath the guy. I'm going to do my best to score some points. I think a neutral decision here is excellent. So we got to look for Isaiah to really, you know, that takedown in the first period happened in the first few seconds. So I really want to see Isaiah defend this. Oh man, a double leg shot from Woods comes from far away and just stings him. Legs are split here. Isaiah up to his feet. Got to come all the way up. I call it chain wrestling. You know, he knee slides, he stands up. That one move has to lead to another, lead to another, lead to another.
That 2-point adjustment for Stanford coming off of a ride time adjustment. The referees came over to the officials at the bench.
Again, tough ride. You see Woods cover those hips. Tilt opportunity out of bounds here. I don't know if the ref's going to start giving him. He starts giving that time, those near fall points. One of the recent rule changes in the last couple years here is I can score near fall out of bounds, out of the circle, I should say, as long as we're still in bounds. I can still score near fall out of bounds. Number one. Number two is a 4-point near fall. If I can hold my opponent for 5 counts, it's a 5-second count. That's a 4-point near fall rather than a 3, which it's normally been.
30 seconds on the clock. 30 seconds on the
About 30 seconds left here in period 2. And so far not looking good for Isaiah Delgado.
I think when you get a chance to wrestle, I mean, Woods coming in ranked 3rd in the nation. You know, he's one of the top recruits, top prospects, great skill coming in even as a young wrestler. He's a redshirt freshman. He's had a year of experience as a redshirt. You look at that. I think when you get a chance like Isaiah has to wrestle this type of competition, you see where you're at. Isaiah wrestles a 3rd-ranked wrestler. Tech fall comes in that second period. A technical superiority if we get up by by 15 points, then the match gets called. So shows you where you're at, where you need to go. Isaiah's got some work to do, but tough match. He came out with some fire, and we're moving on to 149 pounds.
So again, Stanford victorious there. Cameron Hunsaker into the mat for Utah Valley, the freshman. And Dawson Shiavong for Stanford, the freshman as well. 1-2 in duels. Cameron Hunsaker 1-6 in duels for the Wolverines.
So at 149 pounds, again, 2 freshman wrestlers, just like we had at 125. Outside sweep attempt, pretty good. At 149 pounds here. This was my weight class when I wrestled at Utah Valley. So it's one of my favorites to watch.
Nice takedown there from Hunsaker. Big wide stance from Shiavong.
Shiavong in an interesting, really wide squat position, not to be taken back. It's hard to pick a guy up if I can't get my hips lower than him, and Cameron was doing a good job trying to get his hips lower, load him up so he could take him down, ends up bumping him down, now riding him tough. Ooh, cradle attempt right here. But you got to stay behind. You got to either score this or step behind.
Hunsaker trying to get that leg ride.
Leg ride almost here. He steps over, and we call that an Iowa ride, where he steps over that outside heel and just isolates that heel. Tilt opportunity here on a 2-on-1. Oh, rolls him through. Doesn't have enough control on that wrist, though. Got to bump him out.
A little crowd interaction on a Friday evening here at Lockhart Arena.
Nice job, both guys here.
We got 2 freshmen ready to battle.
Shiavong right out of bounds there. Both guys showing some athleticism. One guy throws and got another guy follows. We roll out of bounds, no change. Got to drive through here. Oh, that hip heist, that powerful hip heist by Shiavong ends up bringing him an escape here.
It's about a minute left here in the first period. Utah Valley in this period, 2 points to Stanford's 1 so far.
You know, Stanford guys have actually come out. I've been impressed with their shape, even in the later periods. One thing I always look for, guys coming from low elevation to, UVUs at about 4,500 feet above sea level. Certainly not the highest in the NCAA, but high enough. Ooh, nice outside takedown. Wow, outside single leg. See that takedown? That was sweet.
With about 15 seconds left, Hunsaker trying to continue that hold.
All right, there we go. 1. Let's count it out. Not sure why he didn't get a count there. That was...
Hunsaker looking back at his coaching staff. Gets a nod of approval. So 4 points to 1. Utah Valley advantage.
Those are always takedowns that you really want to go for right at the end of the round. If I can sting my guy, get that takedown, that kind of sets the tone and the pace for the end of the match there. So nice takedown, sweep single. He does a great job finishing quickly and powerfully.
False start's called. To try and bump the clock back up to start off officially period 2 Again, Cameron Hunsaker for Utah Valley, the freshman, going against Dawson Chiavong from Stanford, the freshman as well. Hunsaker so far for the Wolverines with the 4-1 point advantage. He takes Chiavong outside.
Chiavong feeling confident here in a short sit position. Cameron doing a good job just keeping behind him, holding on, not letting his hips get out of the way. Again, this hip heist, you see how his hips go from pointing up to the ceiling. He turns them down. That's a power move that's super hard to follow, but Cameron does a great job following it. Again, covering the hips, keeping pressure going forward. Nice job by Cameron.
Very evenly matched so far here.
Again, another hip heist that gets an escape. Okay, so we know we got some sweep singles going outside. Oh, throw by, so good there. Just hooks over that leg.
Chiavong breaks free. Now Hunsaker, another takedown for the Wolverines with 50 seconds left in period 2.
It's a great job. Great job by Cameron.
Chiavong again trying to get hold of that foot, but now he just goes back to that arm. About 30 seconds left in period 2.
Riding tough. Nice job by Cameron Hunsaker. You know, Chiavong, I said I liked his pace at the beginning of the match, and I think I see him fading a little bit here. Mouth's open, breathing heavy, not really having a lot of response to the swarming ride that Cameron Hunsaker has. He's had a couple escapes, but that's about it.
A 6-2 point advantage for the Wolverines as we enter period number 3.
So Cameron chooses down in the third period. He deferred second, chooses in the third and chooses down. So we're going to look for him to get a quick escape. We know we got a lot of options up there on our feet.
Do you like that strategy?
I do too. Here's the thing. If I know, hey, no one's going to ride me, and I know I can get up and out, not waste a lot of time, it's a great way to score a point and then get up to my feet where I can, again, score a takedown. So if I'm looking to run up that score, which even every match, our bonus point opportunities are important. So right now with riding time, we got a 7-2. If I could get out and score a takedown, that means I could get a major decision victory. That makes a difference in the grand scheme of things for the point, or for team points, I should say.
Yeah, Brandon Crow alongside Sam Allen. Thank you for joining us here on the WAC Digital Network and Flow Wrestling, KSL TV app, YouTube as well. Cameron Hunsaker for Utah Valley, Dawson Chiavong here, period 3 for Stanford. Final minute left here in period 3.
Cameron gets warned for stalling here. He hasn't had a lot to answer to Chiavong's ride. Got to get a head up with the mat. It's hard to escape if my head's down. Cameron's had a great pace. I think he was like, hey, I'm going to get a little rest on bottom and I'll fire up. Chiavong's wrestling tough here.
About 30 seconds left.
So we just gave up a stalling point. Referee gave him a warning, warned him again, which is an automatic 1 point awarding to Chiavong. Got to keep, here's the thing. You see he's riding on, heads down. Chiavong going for a cradle here. But he does a good job grabbing that hand. You're going to look for him to keep his head up, get his knees out, slide his knees out. Chiavong covers it, though. Again, a cradle. Wow.
Right as time expires.
Good job by Cameron. Did enough to win, which we appreciate. Final score 7-3, so a 4-point victory.
Kevin Hunsaker, victorious for the Wolverines over Dawson Shiavong. And that sets up the 157 weight class. Redshirt freshman Jerry Rubio is going to take the ring for the Wolverines. Going against Tyler Eichens. And a little break as there's a presentation going on the mat.
So while we got the little break, you got to look at a couple things here. We're halfway in, 5 matches down. Close team score. Utah Valley's barely edging out Stanford. Team score 12-11. We still got some big matchups, though. 157 pounds here. We got 2 redshirt freshmen, so I feel like those are good matchups. If you go to 165 pounds, Grant Lamont, one of our standout Utah wrestlers. He's been a staple for Utah Valley University for a number of years. He's going up against number 3 ranked Shane Griffith, a redshirt freshman. That's going to be a good matchup. Grant's got experience. Shane's got some firepower. So we're going to see that. 174 pounds, one of our highest ranked wrestlers, number 9, Kimball Bastion, redshirt senior. He's going up against a redshirt junior, Jared Hill. That's going to be awesome. So right now, as I look at this matchup could go either way. We got to win these close matches, especially here at 57, especially at 174. So here we go, 157 pounds halfway through.
Jerry Rubio again for the Wolverines in the gray and green. Tyler Eichens in the Stanford Cardinal red. And right out of the gate, some explosiveness. Big wide stances from both competitors.
Nice snap down just to get a clear level change, and nice motion here. Nice job. I like that motion. I like that pace. Both guys, right here, you see Eichens. He likes this Russian lock right here. Nothing yet.
And a takedown.
That was like gets behind him, throws him down. Jerry does a good job rolling through, maybe create a scramble opportunity, but Eichens keeps a hold of that 2-on-1. He's trying to score a tilt here. Nothing yet. He's done a good job avoiding it, but he's got to fight hand control right here. You see how now he's getting that near fall. Eichens with a nice 2-on-1. I'm telling you, if a guy can get 2 hands, one underneath and one across your waist, I mean, that is so tough to be in. 4-point near fall awarded, and we're back to it again. Since they changed that rule to a 4-point near fall, your ability to rack up the score, like right now, 2 4-point near falls and a takedown in the first period, we're already 10-0. I mean, you can really, really run up the score on a guy quickly.
Against Stanford, the reigning Pac-12 champions. That was the first time in school history for the Cardinal. As you see right now, Jerry Rubio in a very difficult position against Tyler Eichens of Stanford. Rubio trying to break free, and he does at the head.
The real fight, even though he broke that tie up from underneath his chin, the fight right here is the legs. As you can see, Eichens isolated his leg, knee is off the mat. Once that happens, you become immobilized, right? Another tilt here, running up that score. 2 near fall.
And with that 2 near fall for Stanford, quickly, like you said, with 30 seconds left in the first period, 12 points to Utah Valley's nothing.
25 seconds on the clock, 25 seconds.
Eichens with 5 pins and 17 wins so far on the season.
We're out of bounds here and almost in a near fall position, but we go out of bounds with 5 seconds left. I'm looking at this. Jerry, he's getting his legs tied up, and I think sometimes wrestlers, when a guy's really good at isolating your legs, leg riding, you don't think a lot about what's going on upstairs, like you're with your arms, elbows, cross face type position. And so you got to be mindful of both. I got to be really aware of where I'm at with my elbows, where my elbows are at. I got to get my knees down, crawl forward, get my knee on the mat, get my knees underneath me to get an escape. So you've used choice in the second period, and Jerry Rubio chooses neutral. I think that's a wise choice. We got to start putting some points on the board.
Do you see any hole or any chink in the armor really for Ishins for Rubio to attack?
You know, in this first period, both guys had really heavy hands. What I saw in the first period is both guys. Oh, nice shot, but pretty deep there, considering he went all belly down. But he's got to continue through. To stay here locked out on one leg, that's super duper heavy. You can see Ishins has got really strong hips, putting hip pressure down on that shoulder and head. He's trying to cross face here. But the referee says stalemate. I think that's good for us. We'll go back neutral. To answer your question, though, both guys heavy hands. If I can have heavy hands and a good motion, just like this, oh my goodness. He's the one that creates the attack, but Ishins athletically jumps over the top. We got to make sure that we fight, get out to our belly to avoid a fall victory here.
1 minute left here in period 2. Ishins trying to put the lockdown, but Delgado,
All right,
Rubio
that's a tech
falls.
fall, right? Tech fall, that's a technical superiority. Score 18-0, so the match gets called. Man, Eschler, tough redshirt freshman.
So Rubio falls to Ishins. Now at the 165 weight class, Grant Lamont, the senior, brother of Taylor Lamont, checks in. He'll go against that number 3 ranked Shane Griffith, the redshirt freshman. So we've already seen one number 3 in Rail Woods for the Stanford Cardinal. They got another number 3, Shane Griffith.
Grant has, he's no stranger to high-level competition. Wrestled nationally and internationally as a youth wrestler coming into UVU. Has been, like I said previously, he's been a staple for us on the varsity team on and off. He's one of our seasoned guys, so if there's anybody that I want to put up against at this 165-pound weight class, that'd be Grant, going up against a very, very experienced, highly ranked number 3 wrestler, Shane Griffith.
Griffith coming from the east, the redshirt freshman from Westwood, New Jersey. Takedown there for Griffith.
Man, oh man, right on the edge there. Try to create an athletic move. Grant ends up getting thrown with just those toes being in bounds. Griffith, with great mat awareness, keeps his toes in bounds, ends up scoring a 2-point takedown and a 4-point near fall. It's tough getting caught like that. You go down, now he's down 6 points. A lot of time left, so Grant can still wrestle tough here. He's got his own arsenal of moves to do off this here.
And when's the time for Lamont to bust out any of those moves?
I mean, right now he's doing a good job not being ridden. He's up to his feet. We don't want to stay down here, but his elbow comes out. He's got his heel hooked. You see how Grant's keeping his leg right out. His hips are flat, though. We need to get his knees up now. Head up, knees up. Now, the answer to your question, always. When's the time to fire out and make those points? Now. Always right now. You want to be methodical. You want to set these moves up. Grant's doing a good job not getting broken down. Gets pushed forward here. Another tilt. Try for Griffith.
Griffith on the season so far, 20 wins, 7 pins for the Stanford Cardinal.
20-0. undefeated. He is yet to taste the sting of defeat.
Now 30 seconds left here in period one. Stanford overall on top of Utah Valley 16-12. And Lamont on the ground with Griffith on his back, trying to make a move. Final 5 seconds here in period one.
Darn it. A lot of work goes into that. Stand up. This guy, Griffith has been heavy on him, and he gets a stand up, but time expires. So unfortunately, no points scored there. In this second period, Shane Griffith chooses down. Keeping his head down, trying for a cradle here. Ends up pushing away and just letting the escape go. Oh, now a cradle position for Griffith. Oh, man, we don't want to get in this position.
Already Griffith earning 9 points. Lamont still trying to get his first points. Got $1:20 left in period two.
Grant getting his legs tied up, trying to keep off the bridge of those shoulders. Got to fight that lock. That's important. Griffith's going to put the weight down on him right now. This is going to be tough. And Grant ends up giving up a fall to the number 3 ranked Shane Griffith of Stanford.
21-0.
21-0 now, yeah. Dude's tough. Good job by Shane Griffith. Not Grant Lamont's night tonight.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the best you'll see in the country. Continues his perfection, 21-0 for Shane Griffith. And that brings up the 174 weight class for the Wolverines. Kimball Bastion, the redshirt senior, 3-1 in duels, 2-time NCAA qualifier, going up against Jared Hill, the redshirt junior from Stanford.
Ladies and gentlemen, now up at 174 pounds, redshirt junior from Stanford, Jared Hill.
Hill really pushing Kimball's head down here. With Kimball out into Russian. He likes that Russian position, feels comfortable there.
Kimball Bastion, one of the Wolverines ranked number 9 in the country.
Little contact comes out there. He just passes it to the trainer, and we get back to action here in the middle.
Kimball Bastion, you see that knee brace on the right-hand side of his leg. Coming off of a knee injury. First time seeing action 7 weeks.
Whoa, ankle pick opportunity there.
Now, Sam, if you are Bastion coming off of an injury, you haven't really had a real match in 7 weeks, how hard do you have to fight to be that urge to be over-aggressive?
Well, I'll tell you what, Kimball's great. Kimball's great at being very, very methodical. Like, even his tie-ups, I've watched Kimball wrestle for years, especially here in college. You don't see him, he's not like a big flurry guy, right? He comes out, everything he does is very, very deliberate, right? And so he's even here, he's got a nice tie-up. He's been injured, but he knows his moves that are tried and true, where he knows he can go and score points. He does a good job, hits a nice shot, and ends up finishing, and immediately he's into a tough ride here where he covers on top. So you want to do the stuff that you know is not going to put your whatever injury you're coming back from. You're not going to put yourself in a precarious situation that you're going to end up injuring yourself again. So, Kimball's been out since the Cliff Keen Invitational around Christmas, or before Christmas, I should say. So he's had some time off, get fresh, get healed, and that takedown was phenomenal. So right away, he's already He's already racked up 41 seconds riding time. You're going to see him wrestle tough here. We need him to score big here, though. Like I said, these matchups that we are supposed to win, that we should win, we want to win big. Falls, tech falls, so on and so forth.
Again, Stanford ranked number 22 in the latest NWCA Top 25 Coaches poll. Utah Valley currently ranked 24th by Track Wrestling and 25th by Win Magazine. And the Wolverines looking for some big victories here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, tough part with this year. Oh, nice split there to a Navy ride almost. So, double legs.
Another takedown. Kimball Bastion flexing his muscles in front of the hometown crowd.
That was sick. He ends up letting him go in an escape. He comes up, steps in, boom, immediately hits that sting double. Timed that, planned that perfectly. Excellent execution by Kimball Bastion. Like I was saying, though, UVU is, we have been ranked in and out of the top 25 all year, wrestled super, super tough competition, and I keep saying, I go, you have enough ranked guys on your team, you wrestle enough ranked teams and perform well, you'll stay in the conversation. I don't think it's probably gone the way we've wanted it to. We've had a lot of ranked opponents coming to town that we would have loved to have had those victories over, really make a statement. We've had some injuries, guys banged up, some guys even out for the season. Our 165-pound wrestler who was nationally ranked, he's been out. So, when our team is full strength, we got everybody on, man, UVU is super tough.
Bastion doing well not to fall too awkwardly.
That was interesting.
Did it take another look?
Here's this tattoo double, boom.
The takedown.
Times it right. You know what he did there? He sees his opponent coming in, stalking in. Opponent steps close, and he times it, changes his level, attacks that double leg, heads on the outside, and finishes power right through him. Kimball does a good job right here. He keeps coming up, creating chain wrestling opportunities. He sits down. He's immediately back up. One of the rules that they really, really push is that it's the top man's responsibility to keep action going, including taking my opponent back to the mat. If you don't, then you probably get called for stalling. So fans here, coaches are yelling, hey, that's stalling. You got to bring him back to the mat. So Kimball's doing a good job standing up, keeping hand control. You see this hand control here. Nice turn.
Bastion breaks free. Another point for the Wolverines.
Watch this tattoo double again here.
Bastion 5.
Power double.
And Hill 1.
Snap down, go behind to a shot.
Here it comes again. Bastion with another takedown.
Okay, we want to see Kimball get some tilts, get some turns, get a fall, tech fall here. We know he can score on his feet, so in my mind, if we don't start turning him, and let's let him go, cut him loose, and start takedown, just keep running those, run that score up.
45 seconds left in period 2. Again, overall, right now, Utah Valley trailing the Stanford Cardinal 12-22. Kimball Bastion trying to add on some points for his school.
Okay, escape here.
Bastion with a glance back at the clock, trying to see how many takedowns he can get here in the final 30 seconds. Here it goes again.
He drops low. He keeps at it. Head get pinched under here. That's tough to wrestle there.
15 seconds.
See if he can get a takedown here in 10 seconds.
Bastion sizing up his competition. Final 7 seconds. Hill breaks free. 5 seconds.
Hill knows that quick. I admire Hill's position here because he knows that quick power double is something that Kimball's been hitting, and you see he knows it's coming. So both of his hands are down in front of him. His level is super duper low. It's hard to hit a double on a guy when he's that low. So I think he knows what one of Kimball's bread and butter moves is that power double. So he blocks it out really well. Chooses down in the third period. So Kimball's back on top again.
Kimball getting himself in great position quickly here in period 3. On top of Hill, 7-2.
right, here we go. Coaches are saying, hey, let's just work our takedowns. We know we can get them. So let's start working our takedowns. 2 takedowns, they say. 2 takedowns give us a major decision victory.
Kimball trying to find a way. Get another major takedown here. Final minute left here in period 3.
You got to see these takedowns go. Kimball's got it. We know he does. But, again, you're coming back from an injury. Maybe you don't have those lungs, have those legs underneath you to stay fresh all the way through the third period. He's standing. Oh,
here we go. Perfect position. Another takedown from Bastion. Final 45 seconds. You can see Jared Hill struggling.
Coaches are yelling, cut him, cut him. He probably wasted about, 40 seconds there that he could have really worked a takedown. Now he's got to have a pressure takedown to try and get this major decision. 15 seconds, low-level single.
Bastion trying to find another one. Does he have it? 8 seconds.
Nice job keeping him on his back.
5 seconds left. 3, 2. Period 3 comes to a close. And Kimball Bastion delivers for the Wolverines when he needs to.
Ends up coming up with that major decision victory. Awesome job by Kimball Bastion. I think coaches are happy. They had been yelling for about 35, 45 seconds. Kimball, cut him, meaning let him go. We want to, again, get that last takedown. Kimball does a good job getting the takedown and the near fall.
So now this brings up the 184 weight class here. Jacob Armstrong, the redshirt freshman for the Wolverines, going against Nick Addison, the freshman as well.
Okay, again, I always look at these freshman versus freshman matchups. Anyone can go, right? Got 2 young wrestlers. We're going. I've been impressed with the freshmen coming out for Stanford. Super tough. Super tough.
Now up at 184 pounds.
So now after Kimball Bastion's match, Utah Valley narrowing that gap. 16 for them, 22 overall for the Cardinal of Stanford.
The baseball grip tie to a Russian here. I love the beginning of a match, right? Both guys totally fresh. Both guys with a game plan with what they want to do, the moves they want to execute. I love watching that first minute, 2 minutes of that first period. It's one of the most exciting times in wrestling. Not that the whole match isn't, but just that first fresh period. It's fun. Addison, super duper tall and lanky for a 184-pound wrestler.
Addison listed officially at 6'2", from Fairhaven, New Jersey. Armstrong, 5'11". It's about close to 3 inches of a height difference there.
That's one thing I love about wrestling. It's a non-discriminatory sport. You could be any size, shape, weight. There's a space and a place for everybody in wrestling. Scramble position. Wow, look at this. Want to keep this. Darn it. We get a takedown, but a potentially dangerous stoppage. If I can get a guy's legs twisted or split, that's a good opportunity for me to, again, isolate one hip and start turning them so I can get a near fall. Unfortunately, they were wrapped around each other and really putting pressure on the joints. So the referee, his job is to protect the wrestlers. His job is to make sure everybody stays safe and you enforce the rules. So he stops the match, unfortunately, because I was like, hey, keep that leg split, keep that leg twisted, and let's turn him. That's what Armstrong was going for. Nice job.
Armstrong gets Addison back on the floor.
Immediately on top in a leg ride. Love this leg ride. See Addison's leg up off the mat. Hip is isolated. Armstrong's going to come up over the top. We want to see him isolate that further. Look for a Turk, what they call a Turk, to turn him. Power half, shoulder hug. A lot of opportunities here.
Addison, facial expressions giving way, struggling a little bit here. Jacob Armstrong for the Wolverines on top with good position.
Stalemate, even though he was working up, kept those legs isolated.
.26 seconds left in the first period. 2 points to none in favor of the Wolverines and Jacob Armstrong.
Nice job. Outs to the side and bumps him flat. Iowa ride to keep that heel and that toe isolated. And then he comes up on top, a leg ride. You'll see a guy that does a good job pulling the leg out but then throwing his leg in. And now you see, again, isolation of that hip in a leg ride position. That is really, really tough for the bottom man.
Armstrong, another glance at the clock as it expires and gives the end of the first period.
It's Armstrong's choice in that second period. He chooses down immediately.
Armstrong trying to get that position, but Addison coming in with the lock on that right arm of Armstrong.
His arm is isolated out there. He's got to try and keep his hip down, block that leg ride. Looks like Addison's got his own leg ride arsenal to throw on.
About a minute 15 left here in period two.
Addison did a good job riding up that the riding time in the first period. That's gone away. Addison's done a good job to kind of cover. Oh, but look at this. Jacob Armstrong's got this heel isolated, trying to keep this foot out from the leg ride, and you're going to see him put his hips down. Oh, man. There was some action there. I probably wouldn't have called a stalemate, but the referee says, you know what, no guy's really advancing. We're going to call a stalemate and start over. I felt like Armstrong was actually in a good position. He had his hands on that heel, going to isolate it and push it away, get an escape or reversal off of that. Nice knee slide and turn into him. Nice job by Jacob Armstrong.
Two more points for the Wolverines.
Okay, you see he's got his leg trapped here. If I can hook that, keep it across my hip, I can really, really score some points here.
Final 30 seconds here in period two. Armstrong and the Wolverines trying to ride as many points as they can.
We're going to keep a hold of this, not let him go. Follow. There he goes. Hand control hip ice. Nice job by Addison.
Addison breaks free. Final 5 seconds. And that's how the second period is going to end.
I feel like this match, Jacob Armstrong on top there is just a second away from getting some nice turns in that leg ride position. So he's been there a couple times. I just feel like we're just right there, ready to uncork it and turn him and maybe end up with a fall position. That's optimal for us to head into this last matchup at 197 pounds.
Again, the riding time in favor of the Wolverines.
Just 2 seconds shy of that minute mark that we're always going for.
2 more seconds, another point for the Wolverines of Utah Valley. And the officials discussing, and they're actually going to take a couple seconds off, make it 4 seconds. away from that minute. 3, 2, 1.
Secured it. There we go. So we want to bump him forward here.
Armstrong was trying to get that leg, but now Addison, very awkward position. Armstrong trying to capitalize.
We get a warning out there. Jeez. I think that was a little weird because both guys were standing up. There was just one toe in. I think Jacob Armstrong, I think he thought, oh, the ref's going to blow us out of bounds. We're right by the barricades on the edge of the mat. So he ends up getting warned for stalling there. He's got to return that wrestler to the mat. That Iowa Ride does a good job for him, keeps him from that switch. But again, we're in a switch position, re-switch to another re-switch. Good scramble wrestling here. Stand up by Addison.
Armstrong looking over to his right, getting some advice from his coaches. Both competitors come back up on their feet. Another takedown attempt there by Addison. Armstrong on top. Final minute left here, period 3.
Here we go. We got to see some shots here. Close match with 45 seconds left.
Final 30 seconds again with that riding time. Again, Wolverines still technically ahead 5-2. Armstrong fighting. Armstrong with that wide stance.
We want to avoid, these over-under. A lot of throws happen out of it. Oh, nice.
Here comes a takedown.
Good job.
Exactly what Coach Williams and Utah Valley staff are looking for. And with 5 seconds left, that was a great clutch takedown by Jacob Armstrong.
Nice job. Timed it well. Again, that double leg time, if I time it, change my level, and penetrate and fire through with power, that takedown's there. Nice job by Jacob Armstrong.
It's his first win in a duel so far this year. Now improves to 1-2. Armstrong victorious for the Wolverines in the 184 weight class, taking down Nick Addison of the Stanford Cardinal. And that brings us to our final match in the 197 weight class. Number 19, Tanner Orndorff, the 3-time NCAA qualifier, going up against number 5, Nathan Traxler, an NCAA qualifier as well, the redshirt junior.
This is by far our marquee match for the night. 2 ranked wrestlers coming together head-to-head. One thing I love about watching Tanner has won. I've seen him win against ranked opponents, guys ranked higher than him. I've seen him win 5, 6, 7. He always is in the game. He's always super, super aggressive, and his pace is great even into the third period. And so you're going to see that Tanner has the ability to keep this match close and to keep the pace going. He comes away with big victories. That's what we need him to do tonight. He gets warned for stalling.
Coach Williams is a little confused along with you, calling a timeout to have a discussion with the officials here.
That's usually if you see a guy back out, the referee could immediately hit him without really any kind of warning. Like, hey, you backed out. That's stalling. I'm going to warn you. But right here, both guys were about 50-50, and Tanner just circled. It's kind of a circle. He's keeping his motion going. So Greg Williams goes, hey, what's up with this stall call in the first 45 seconds of the match?
Again,
single attempt.
Main event here tonight. 19 overall points for the Wolverines, 22 overall for the Stanford Cardinal.
Oh, we got to get through here. Darn it.
2 points for Stanford, Nathan Traxler.
Oh, Traxler knows this power half situation. This power half. I don't know if I would have called that. two near fall. I mean, his shoulders are pretty up and down, but the ref says, hey, that's 2 takedown. We also, I mean, we can definitely see Traxler's bread and butter here is this leg ride. Super duper tough. Put Tanner in weird position twice, super heavy. But Tanner knows he's got his legs out now, okay? Knees are up underneath him. He's got his head posted just to get that hand control position so he can fire up.
Orndorff on top. Has his left leg right in between that right hamstring and quad of Traxler.
Traxler with that Iowa, we call it the Iowa ride. Oh, whip back. That whip back is just kind of a... Coaches are yelling, hey, listen, we get whipped back, but Tanner does a good job of turning his hips over. And we're going, hey, I don't think he was on his back for a 2 count. So, coaches here, we got an opportunity to throw a challenge block. So the challenge is the referees come and review real time what that really was. Was that a 2 count? Did we see his hand? You know, one of the things they ask referees to do is to use their hand, and actually you can see their hand moving in a motion. Hopefully they're keeping consistent with that motion, right? But 1, 2, we're looking for him to hit 2 count before Tanner gets out of that precarious situation.
In real time, what did you see?
It did not look like a near fall to me. Traxler's obviously got great hips, whips him back, but Tanner had some good motion and he didn't stay back on that exposed back for too long. And so I'm looking that they'll probably reverse this. That means a lot, though, to be down 6-0 in the first period versus 4-0. That's something. So we'll see what they say here.
Challenge also gives both of these competitors here a breather. Inadvertently.
See him get that's always something you take into account. I think if you got a coach, you know your guy's got a good gas tank. You know that you can burn another guy out. I don't want any kind of interruptions. I want to keep him out there. I want my guy to keep putting that pressure on. If I can keep that pressure on, I end up scoring. Oh, that's a good job. So the challenge goes out. The challenge goes out, and they say no near fall. After that gets called, Stanford throws their brick out and says, hey, I want to challenge your challenge.
So Jason Borelli says, Greg Williams, I'll counter your inquisitory challenge. And Borelli pleading his case to the officials.
Once they've made a decision like this, I just don't see him going back on it. Just not going to happen. So I don't think that's a wise challenge throw. If you get a challenge and it gets overturned, like they agree with you, you get to keep your challenge flag, challenge block. If it gets overturned, they keep it. You don't get another opportunity to do it. So we're in the last matchup of the night. I think it's wise that, if you have it, let's use it. Let's plead your case. But I think the refs ended up seeing what Coach Williams and the coaching staff from Utah Valley saw, no near fall.
So again, as we stand right now, Utah Valley overall 19, Stanford overall 22. About 47 seconds left in the first period. Nathan Traxler, number 5 in the country, 4 points over number 19 ranked Tanner Orndorff.
Ladies and gentlemen, now Stanford coaching staff is challenging the call to try to get the reverse.
So they're going to review it again. Referees are looking at it. Again, if they've overturned it, I don't see them coming back and turning it again. This is a close match. I mean, a decision victory, we end up tying. Again, we said, no, referee, good job there. He says no near fall. Scores 4-0, 45 seconds left in this first period. Tanner Orndorff's down. Both guys with plenty of time to rest. They're fresh now. We want to see Tanner, boom, fire up immediately. We know that Traxler is coming with his legs, going to throw those legs in.
Traxler, 15 wins so far on the season, 4 pins. Last year, led the Stanford Cardinal with 64 wins. So right out of the gate here, right out of that challenge.
There you go. Stand up quick. Nice job by Tanner Orndorff.
Orndorff breaks free. Got 40 seconds left here in period 1.
Here we go. We got plenty of time, 30 seconds left for Tanner to put together a setup.
Traxler again.
Oh, man. Traxler attacks high. Like, if you look at both their levels, I'd say, well, Tanner's level is actually lower. Traxler kind of just powers through and gets kind of a back of the knees of Orndorff and ends up just kind of bull rushing through him. So that's an unfortunate takedown. We got to get, it's 18 seconds left in this first. We got to get an escape or some reversal points here. Got to put the points on.
Orndorff.
Sit out here. 12 seconds.
Gray and green, 10 seconds left. Traxler trying to hold out.
Granby roll.
And that's how the first period is going to come to a close.
Nice job by Tanner just to keep that motion. I like even though we weren't successful there at scoring, I like that he kept that motion. Traxler does a good job of hanging on, not letting that escape go. Second period, Traxler chooses down.
Difference is 7-1.
7-1. Traxler leads Orndorff.
What's Orndorff trying to set up here?
Well, he likes this underhook position. You see, he's deep, and both guys they call it an over/under. One arm's over, one arm's under, and a lot of offense gets created from there. Not just in collegiate wrestling, but in international wrestling, freestyle and Greco-Roman, where guys can leverage up and then attack down. They can throw. So Tanner likes that position. We want to see him create some offense out here. Again, he's digging. You see his dig in that underhook, but he's standing a little high. Traxler post to a single, but Orndorff does a good job down blocking. Straight on shot. We can't do those. Like I said, I have to set my guy up. If I shoot straight on a guy, we got it. Double over. Oh, man. Double over is a good opportunity to trip a guy down, throw him down. Looked like Tanner felt comfortable going for that, but again, on the edge of the mat, was not successful with it, so we go out of bounds. We got to see Tanner put a takedown or two on the board here.
Again, here in period 2, about 40 seconds left. Traxler and Stanford up 7-1.
30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds.
Orndorff, like you said, Sam, trying to find some points, some takedown opportunities here.
Yeah, to shoot straight on a guy, he's got too much power in his hips. See how Tanner sweeped out, got an angle, and sweeped out, tried to get a sweep single, but he's a little too far away. Got to get angles, got to get pressure change. Got to get him to step close to me. Got to move to his legs. You can't shoot straight on.
And that's how period 2 is going to end. So here in period 3, Orndorff is going to choose down. Got a lot of ground to make up here.
Riding time's a factor here, so I got to call the match. It's 8-1, so 7-point difference. Tanner's got to turn it up. Oh, we get up quick. We got to make it work here. Tanner does a lot of good work to get up. Ends up losing that hand control, and Traxler locks up and takes him back, returns him to the mat. Nice job here.
Orndorff gets a point.
Okay, You see a lot of the offense in the last period, and now into this period. A lot of the offense is coming from Tanner. I'm gonna say that the ref's gonna warn him, just like he did here. Warns for stalling, and a sweep single to the outside.
Orndorff going for that leg.
He's gonna drive through and get a takedown.
Gets the takedown. And gets the crowd up on their feet in Lockhart Arena. 1:10 left here in period 3. Looks like Traxler is maybe losing some gas here, running on empty.
Here we go. We got to keep this. I told you the pace of Tanner is pretty astounding. He shoots a sweep single. It's not that great, but he powers through.
Another takedown there from Tanner Orndorff. 45 seconds left.
And a stall point. We see that Tanner just got the pace here. So now he pulls it within 2 points. 30 seconds left.
Orndorff,
we got to get up, Tanner.
Orndorff's in a bad position. Gets on top, however, slips out.
Push through here. Got to bump him here.
20 seconds left.
Got to keep going. 16 seconds. Oh, man, this is...
Traxler doing well to stand his ground. 10 seconds left.
Got to go behind here. Tanner's got to get
5, 4, 3, 2 takedown points for Orndorff. Final whistle blows.
Gosh darn. I'm telling you, right there is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Tanner can hang with the best guys. This is number 5 ranked wrestler in the country. He can hang with them. His pace is amazing. He ends up coming away, the end score is 10-8. Oh, man, that was so darn good. I'm proud of that effort from Tanner. Great way to end the night. Unfortunately, not UVU's night. With that victory, team score ends up being 25-19.
Wolverines fall to the Stanford Cardinal. If you're going to fall, why not fall against some of the best? Learn from your experiences. But still, Utah Valley's got to find a win. They're looking for that big signature win so far.
Well, I'll tell you what. We could keep talking about it. You go, hey, UVU's got to come away with a victory against these tough opponents. And that's it. When you're ranked, which UVU has been, you're going up against ranked opponents. We got to find a way to win. We're always in there. We're always tight. We're always close. But UVU's got work to do. So we stayed healthy. No injuries tonight. Our next matchup, interestingly enough, is this Sunday. UVU is actually going to Green River. There's a neutral spot where we're going to go up against the University of Wyoming, meeting halfway in Green River, Wyoming. Maybe I said Green River. Maybe there's a Green River, Utah. Anywho, Green River, Wyoming. University of Wyoming meeting UVU. Going to wrestle there Sunday, 2:00 p.m. Tune in. You can watch it again here on the WAC Digital Network as well as Flow Wrestling.
Again, Utah Valley falls tonight, and they'll travel on the road to try and take on Wyoming. For all of our hardworking staff and crew behind the scenes, for Ben Schroeder and Sam Allen, I'm Brandon Crow signing off from Lockhart Arena. So long and good night from Orem, Utah.
Good night.